Okay. Yo, what up, guys? Foam, the greatest podcast on earth. I'm here with Faaris, my boy.
Hello,
What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good. It's kind of wild. Like I was asking on Instagram, I was like, "Yo, I need some people for the pod. Hit me up." And you hit me up, and I'm excited to learn a lot about you. So, basically, man, just who is Faaris? Tell what do you want the people to know about you, your upbringing, where you grew up, all that fun stuff.
So I'm from Austin, Texas, born and raised. Came to UT Dallas for 4 years. That's where we met, right?
Yeah.
Last year, and just graduated this May. I'm back in Austin working
Up.
full time, music on the
Congrats.
side.
That's what's up.
Just living, trying to have fun during these COVID times, pursue something I want to do. So yeah.
Nice. And now you say you want to have fun during those COVID times, and recently, you sent me your music, and it's fire, man. Presidential.
Appreciate it.
It's really catchy. And where was kind of like the inspiration behind that? Were you just like, man, I'm kind of bored, like I want to just really get like COVID, like it's boring, I need to create some stuff and just kind of get that out there? Like how'd that go down?
Yeah, so I graduated in May, and then I didn't start work until like 4 or 5 months later, and we were in lockdown. So there was like 4 or 5 month period where I was just doing, like, I had nothing to do. Like, I was just stuck at home, and I've always liked music, and listening to music, obviously, who doesn't like that? And I've always like kind of wanted to try it. Actually, I made YouTube videos when I was younger.
That's what's
like
up.
I've always like been interested in that space, or like the creative space in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just Googled good microphones to buy. Just ordered one, made a couple songs, just started practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Uploaded some songs to SoundCloud just to
For sure.
I don't know, like find a sound, find my voice, kind of,
Got
get
you.
better. And obviously I still want to keep getting better, but and then I just kept taking it from there and just released my first song this year.
That's what's up. How's the reception been, like, in your opinion? Like, how do you think that the people have been liking it?
Yeah, obviously, like, my friends and family gave like a lot of good feedback.
For
I would hope
for
so.
sure. Shout out to the fam.
Shout out to the fam. Pretty positive reception from what I've
Nice.
heard.
Got you.
I would hope.
Now, when COVID kind of ends, are you looking to kind of go on tour, or are you trying to go to shows? And then where would those shows/tour locations be?
I would probably want to. So I'm working on a lot of new music right now, and I would probably want to I still want to use this COVID time to showcase a lot of my music, because I just
Definitely.
dropped that one song, and that was cool, but I still have a lot more music and a lot of more different styles. They're not all really presidential.
I feel you.
I think they're all pretty different, actually. So yeah. And in terms of a show or anything, Austin would probably be the first most feasible place to do it. And that'd be a dream come true. Honestly, that'd be
Got
crazy.
you. Now, how do you define like your music style or your genre of music? Like, what would you pinpoint that? I know you said you have a lot of music that's gonna be coming out soon that's not really presidential, but if you had to quote unquote put yourself in a box, which a lot of artists don't like to do, what would you put yourself in as?
I still classify myself as just a hip hop artist. I think hip hop has become so diverse, and the genre has evolved so much that I feel like I can make so many different styles of songs and
Definitely.
still be classified. I can make a song presidential and it's still
Got
hip
you.
hop, and I can make a old school boom bap type song, which I also
That's
enjoy
what's
as
up.
well, and that's still hip hop, that's still rap. So
That's what's
that's
up.
my that's my
Man,
interest.
what are your inspirations when you get into the booth and you think about, man, I just want to sound like whatever. We pull a lot of inspirations.
Yeah.
I know me as an artist, I pull a lot of inspirations from Basquiat or even Kendrick Lamar and things like that in my music or in my art. So what are your inspirations when you get into the booth?
Yeah, like you mentioned Kendrick Lamar. I think he's the greatest rapper alive right now. I'm a huge fan. I'd say guys like him. The best guys doing it right now, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole definitely got me into it. I'm a pretty big JID fan. He is nice.
He's clean.
He is cold lyrically. I don't know, all over the place. Joey Badass is hard. Obviously, Drake, just the biggest guys. Pusha T, just a random assortment of artists here that I like listening to.
For sure.
I like a lot of R&B stuff too. So.
Nice. R&B, okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So can we expect any R&B songs?
I mean-
Are you gonna be singing on the mic, bro? What's
Honestly,
up?
I got a lot of friends who can sing really well.
Nice.
So I'm always down for I love collaborating with them. and kind of like we use like J. Cole and Miguel type dynamic.
Yeah.
I love a lot, and so I kind of want to do something like that too with my friends who can sing. I think that sounds really cool.
I miss that dynamic too.
I
like,
know,
and like the old like Diced Pineapples, like old MMG and stuff like that. I feel like that's kind of clean. So when you think about who you are as a person and who are you as a person, like let's just kind of get into that a little bit. So like what when you get up in the morning, what drives you either to create music or just to be the best person that you can be that day?
It's a good question. Honestly, I just think I'm the type of person, I just want to make the most of my day and like make the most out of like, I don't know, life. Like I love experiencing new things. I mean before COVID it was way easier, but like I love traveling. I like meeting new people all the time, and I feel like all of those different experiences, and even since I started this, is like all these new experiences like give me something to talk about and give me like teach me something different every time. So I don't know, I just like doing new stuff, and this is also new for me, so that's why this has been so fun.
That's what's up, and it'll be the first of many, and I'm glad to have you on the show. Definitely. So like a lot of the times on film, basically all about figuring out like who an artist is, like what their kind of mindset is. When you think long term, like with the music stuff, would this be like something that is just part of like your journey as a creative person, or are you looking long term? Like, are you looking to be like getting all the Grammys? Do you want to be that artist, like that rapper, or is this something that is just part of your creative journey?
Yeah, I think it's just something that's part of my creative journey. I just think, I don't know, I think like to put it simply, I like making music, and whoever wants to listen to it can listen to it. And like honestly, like whether that's like a few listens or a lot of listens, like I just want whoever's listening to like enjoy it and to, I don't know, like to really like it. Cause like I've had a lot of people reach out like, oh, like this pushed me to make a song or like make a video or like start a podcast, and I was like, oh, that's so cool, because like when I hear other people's music, I'm like, that makes me want to make something, and I feel like that's just like the feeling I want to give people.
That's what's up. And like when you think about your music and the stuff that you're creating right now, it's gonna come out. Do you have any particular messages that you like to give out to the youth, or just like what type of game are you dropping in your song?
What type of game am I dropping? So I mean, honestly, I'm trying to get some game first. Trying to learn some stuff.
Those are those lived experiences, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Trying to get some game. In terms of my music, I mean, I feel like it's more so. It's pretty like it's pretty honest. Like I mean, you'll never hear me saying like, oh, I came from nowhere, like type of stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's like, it's fun music, or it's music that's like honest, or it's about me, or like I'm telling just like stuff that I think or have like feel or whatever.
That's what's up.
And yeah.
Okay. So like PC or like post COVID, right? Like when we're able to like go out and have festivals or concerts and things, where would you see yourself kind of like going first? Like what's the first concert you're gonna go to, or what's the first festival that you're gonna go to kind of like post COVID when everything's like quote unquote normal?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a huge ACL, I'm a huge Austin City Limits guy, and I was really looking forward to that too, this year and last year. We'll see what happens, but no, I mean, that's like one of the best times. That and South by Southwest is one of the best times of the year. But like in Austin, in my opinion, it's just like, there's just so much energy in the city, so much going on downtown. You can literally walk around anywhere, and like whether you're into music or like photography or gaming or art or anything, like there's like something for everybody during that time, and it's, I don't know, it's just a great time.
I feel you. No, I definitely, like we were talking before, I've never been to like Austin, and if I was, it was like with my fam. It was like with my fam, like way back in the day, and I remember I was like, I cut my hand on some glass. Like that's the only, out of like a restaurant. Like that's the only thing I remember in Austin. I definitely have to get back to Austin.
You got bad memories associated with it now. You gotta.
I'm feeling so. I'm definitely gonna have to get back out there. And that's what's up, man. Have you been able to kind of collaborate with any of those Austin artists? I know I feel like you really just like rep the 512, and that's awesome. So like, or have you been able to collaborate with any artists, or do you want? Are there particular artists that you want to collaborate with?
Like in Austin or in general? Well, so in Austin, like
in Austin.
So like I mentioned earlier, I got like some friends who can like really sing and rap really well, and I love collaborating with like other people. I think it like brings out the best in both of us. And like, yeah, I would definitely love to like get them on one of my songs, get me on like one of their songs. And like, honestly, I wasn't too familiar with like the hip hop scene in Austin, and that's what I kind of felt was missing. I was like, there is nobody out of Austin like that. Like, there is nobody out of Austin who like reps it like that.
For sure.
I was like, damn, Houston got Travis. Like, we got nobody. And yeah, so I just kind of want like, I don't know, just kind of wanted someone to do that. I think it'd be cool. But in terms of like features, I do love doing features with like even people outside of Austin. Like, there are like some artists in DC who are really cool. I've been like working with, and the sound up there is just like so different. It's like,
definitely.
So like, I just think it brings out the best in both of us.
I feel you. Now, what would you say is like, does like Austin have like a sound, or would you say, because like I know like when you think of Houston, like you just had mentioned, like it's like the Houston sound. And if you think of Dallas, it's kind of like that aggressive like Dallas sound. Like what if you had to like pinpoint the sound of Austin, not putting the whole 512 on your back like that, no. But like if you had to say like, oh, the kind of like the Austin sound is kind of like this, like how would you describe that?
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's like, I wouldn't even classify the Austin sound as like anything really hip hop related. I would say like Austin has a lot like of like indie artists. Like there's a lot of like cool like indie rock and pretty jazzy too. I think like you walk around. Sorry, my throat.
No, you're good.
You walk around, like you'll just see dudes like everywhere like playing sax. Like it's just like around. It's just I think there's like a lot of different genres, but like yeah, like I mentioned earlier, like I'd never really seen much of like a hip hop or like a rap scene there.
I feel you. And definitely we want you to be able to put
yeah,
512 on the map. That's what's up.
Like, I would love for that to happen. That'd be cool.
That's what's up. Now you spoke a little about how your family and friends like really gave you a lot of good reception. Was it always like that? Because I saw on the Spotify you got a couple of thousand like got monthly listeners. So like did they see that and they were trying to hop on the train, or were they like kind of like the first day one, like day zero fans that you had, bro?
Nah, my friends and family are I got some day ones for sure. And like, I mean, truth be told, like I've been into this for like I mean, I just graduated college, and like I think my senior year of high school was where like this interest really picked up. And I mean, they'd always been like, yeah, it's like cool, it's cool. And so like these days I have like a few people that I kind of like run my music by.
That's what's up. You always need some people like that.
I got my
to just keep it real with you so you don't drop no boo boo.
Exactly, yeah, I can, because sometimes I hear it, I'm like, I don't really know. Yeah, no, I got like a kind of like just like a tight like group of people. I got my boy Waleed. He's been knowing about this since like the beginning. I definitely like him and a couple other guys. I like run my songs by them. I'm like, yo, keep it real. Is it trash? Just tell me how it is. And I feel like, I don't know, I need something like that.
That's what's up, man. So like, I mean, as an artist, I mean, I feel like I'm very sensitive when people like give me criticism, especially when it's like necessary and like you need to hear this criticism. Yeah. So how do you keep an open mind for like everyone that's out there trying to like do their own thing? Like what terms or words of endearment would you have like when they are trying to receive and get like criticism and stuff? Not necessary criticism, but like feedback on their art or craft or anything like that.
I mean, the way I see it is I'm always open to it. And I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm just gonna like listen and be like, yeah, you're right, and just like make that change immediately. But like, I'm open to feedback because I know that that'll like make me think about it a little differently, and I'll be like, oh, maybe I should change this or fix this. Definitely. Or if I just like disagree, then like that's just, I can't change that. And I mean, like the way I see it is, I mean, like some of the biggest artists in the world, like people critique their stuff, people hate their stuff, right? So like you can't run from that. Like you can't. That's not something that can ever be avoided, you know?
I feel you.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm like, and as I said, like mainly just like my close friends, like I mainly respect their like opinion a lot.
Definitely.
And yeah.
I'll say like when I first started my rap career, like the first person I would ever take my music to was my mom. And it's really awkward, I'll say, like when you're trying to get feedback from your mom and you're like cussing and saying things that she should definitely not be hearing. But it's just like, definitely like figure out who you want to like get your feedback from, who you feel the most comfortable with, and then like just kind of like run with that, I'll say. So
no, that's funny you mentioned that actually, because like I mean, obviously like this isn't the music my parents like listen to, right? So it's like it's always interesting like showing them like something I've made, or like it's just like anything hip hop related, really. I mean, obviously they're not listening to like Kendrick Lamar out here.
I feel you, yeah. You should put him on.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, I know. I put my dad on a couple songs. I mean, he respects it for sure.
For sure.
Respects it now that I've like showed him everything and like tried to just like make music myself. But no, that's been a fun process, honestly. Is like introducing them to this whole like world.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. I know that I don't think this is the very first time you've been into music. I checked out your Instagram just to learn a little bit about you, and I saw that you had a guitar in there.
Oh,
so
yeah.
do you play like other instruments? And did that kind of like, how did that like kind of flow into your?
Yeah. Damn.
Gotta do my research.
No, yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, I picked up guitar when I was like 10. I mean, like, I just thought it was like the coolest instrument, and I actually like. So like I mentioned, I got into like hip hop and stuff senior year of high school. But honestly, up until that, it was like I was a pretty big like middle school, high school. I was like a pretty big like alternative rock kid. Honestly, like
same.
Yeah, like I mean, I had my Green Day phases. I had my so like I had an electric guitar and like I was playing like rock songs. I was playing like Guns N' Roses.
That's what's
yeah, it was just so funny to think about now. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, I always loved music. Obviously loved learning the songs that I loved listening to and like playing them back.
That's what's up.
And then yeah, somewhere along the way, just like a complete 180 happened.
I feel you.
I honestly can't even fully explain it. I just think I just heard some lyrics and I was like, this is freaking dope.
He's like, that's a bar. Let me check this
bar.
out.
I want to try to make something like that.
That's what's up. So would you ever see yourself kind of like when I think about how like guitars and like rock like kind of influence because like I was very big into like Jimi Hendrix. He was like one of my things, because I also like I had an electric guitar and then I moved over into bass because like more groovy like jazz stuff. And so I find myself like when I like to add a lot of electric guitars and stuff like in my music, like, and just kind of go hard. So like in that same vein, do you think find yourself something like a Juice WRLD where you kind of like take that rock or like that alternative like influence and then kind of put that back into your music?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I recently heard some like really hard beats that had like that have like the nicest guitar sample like looping throughout it, and like even just that is like, wow, like it just brings a whole new side of the beat. But yeah, no, I definitely would be open to like that kind of influence, because honestly like that is still like in me a little bit. Like those songs come on, I'm still hyped, you know, like I didn't just leave it. But no, yeah, for sure.
Nah, dude, that's what's up. And I feel like it's always important to have a super eclectic or just wide range of music, like genres. How important, or like how much would you stress like, yo, you should not just listen to like one like train of like one genre of music, but how important is it to have like multiple streams and like multiple influences from different genres of music?
No, for sure. And I think like that's something we've even seen recently. Like I've seen just about every other genre like be incorporated with like the music we listen to now. Even like you see a bit of rock, you see jazz, you see even like a Lil Nas X. I mean, it's like a country rap song. It's like you see.
Who would have saw that one coming, bro? For real.
You've seen just about every other genre, kind of like merge with hip hop in its like own unique way. And I mean, that's why I think it's important to like be open to those things, because that stuff sounds good.
Definitely.
It's so cool and it's so different. So yeah, no, I would love to do stuff like that too.
That's what's up, man. And now, like, I feel like rappers are really trying to make, or not even rappers, but just artists in general. I don't want to call you a rapper and just like put you in that box, because I feel like if you want to sing one day, bro, you can sing, and you're a musician, so like you play guitar and stuff.
Maybe, yeah.
So like how like you see like all these artists and musicians trying to become recession proof, and what I mean by that is like they're getting into other things, and that kind of ties back into how you talked about, this is just part of my journey. And I totally agree, music has been a part of my journey. I'm trying to get more into fashion and like more art and things like that. So like, do you see yourself kind of like taking that influence, your fan base, and kind of pushing them towards something else, kind of like to get to that point, like clothing? Are you trying to get into clothing or like anything like that?
I mean, I'm a pretty open-minded guy, so like I would never I can't even sit here and say, like, I've never even thought about that, but I can't even sit here and be like, no, I'm never gonna do it, because like that would be so cool one day.
I feel you.
But like film is like a pretty big like interest I had, and like I used to like directing videos and like editing and stuff like that.
For sure.
So even like the podcasting space is so
Yeah.
sick. So yeah, no, I'm definitely open to other avenues. I would say though, like right now, music, especially since it's so early, that's like my primary focus.
That's what's up.
But yeah, no, always down to explore other options.
That's what's up. And just real quick, because we didn't get to do it in the beginning, but just go ahead, shout out like where can the people find you on the airwaves or like on social media? Like where can we find you?
Yeah. So Instagram is Faaris.mp3, Twitter is Faaris_mp3, and then Spotify, Apple Music, everything else is just Faaris. That's Faaris.
That's what's up,
gotta
man.
clarify that. Two
Yes,
A's,
sir.
one R.
Don't you forget. Go ahead, type that into your phones right now.
Yeah.
Give my boy a follow and let him know you like the music.
Yes.
So, bro, you were telling me a pretty interesting story yesterday, and I would love to kind of dig into that earlier. But like, man's told me that he was hanging out with Des Bryant, showing some of his music to Des, and I was like, okay, I can't wait to talk about this, bro. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah.
And, like, let the people know, like, how'd you even get in that situation, bro?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I like to say first of all, like he's like a really cool, like really nice guy, and he even like the fact that he even like let me play anything was like super dope. In terms of I guess like how we like got connected and stuff. I mean, I'm always like, I'm gonna be honest, like I can't say too much right now, but like me and my friends are always like working on stuff.
That's what's up.
Different projects, and actually that's one thing I do want to clarify right now. Like it's not just me, you know. Like I, like when a song comes out, when like some news comes out, when like this happens, like I have like a couple guys like with me that you know, like we really like rock. We do all this like stuff together.
Bro, definitely. That's what's up.
And so yeah, we got some different projects we're working on. Especially like right now, like during COVID, like there's nothing else to do. Might as well pursue what we want. So
Exactly.
So yeah. So we're trying to work on some stuff with him. He was really cool, really supportive of the music.
That's what's up.
He actually he put me on the spot, and he was just like, it was like him and his homies, and they were just like, all right, spit something. Like, you rap, right? I was like, oh my god, I literally.
The mumble rapper's worst nightmare, bro. You're not a mumble rapper, but that's what's up.
I literally forgot like every lyric I'd ever written. My heart started beating. I was like, oh my god, like, what is going on? Des Bryant is just here asking me to rap. Then I just like spit some stuff, whatever came to mind. And yeah, no, he's really cool, really supportive.
Nice.
And like, I mean, goat of an athlete.
Exactly. Now, are you pretty big into sports?
Yeah, I'm pretty big.
For sure. Would you say like is it like more NFL, NBA? Like where you at?
NFL. Yeah, I mean, been a Saints fan for a while. Don't tell Des. Yeah, no, I'm definitely keep up with the football season. Super Bowl's gonna be a good time. It's coming up, and I mean, NFL and NBA mainly, I would say.
Definitely. I know like there's like this affinity for like artists and stuff, and like when every time they go to a game or whatever, and then like when like football players or basketball players, I go to a concert, I just feel like that there's always like that chemistry there. I feel like that's why kind of like you and Des were meshing really well, because it's like, yo, he's like the athlete, but then you're the artist, you're the musician, you're the creative guy. So I think that was really cool, like dynamic y'all had going on. Yeah, no, it's really
cool. And I mean, he's like into music too, and I mean, I'm into sports, and it's cool, like we get along with him. His friends are really cool. It's all good times.
That's what's up, man. Now I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. I'm gonna shift it up on you. So TikTok, we gotta talk about TikTok, man. We gotta talk about Musically and all, and Triller and all of that. How important do you see that, like, being? Are you ever gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna be in the booth, and I'm gonna just make like a TikTok song, or I'm gonna make a song for Triller or whatever? Have you ever thought about that before?
I mean, yeah. People say that a lot. They're like, this is the thing. This is the next wave. Like, this is how you do it. I mean, they're right. Like, that's like is blowing people up.
Definitely.
I mean, I kind of see it as like, cause some of the songs I even see blowing up on TikTok, like like that Meg Thee Stallion song that was really big on TikTok, Savage. Yeah. Like, if I just heard that, I wouldn't think that was just a TikTok song, right? But TikTok picked it up, like they made the dance, they blew it up, right?
Definitely.
So like the way I kind of see it is like, you know, you make music and picks up whatever it picks up. I feel like if I try too hard to do something like that, I might just go the wrong way.
I feel you. Yeah, you don't want to force anything.
Exactly. And there's also, I don't know if you know, what's his name, Mario Judah.
Bro, tell me about him. For the people that don't know, Mario Judah's like, to me, he's like pretty funny, but like.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I was just gonna like use that as an example, like his song that blew up, "Die Very Rough," which goes back to like incorporating rock and rap. Like it's a crazy song, and he.
Yeah, he's built different. He's on another level.
That blew up on TikTok too, and I was like, if you had played this for me, I would not have thought that this would blow up on TikTok. So
I feel you. That's
whatever happens.
I'm saying. So, you talked about how you and your team, I want to call them your team because it's a whole squad.
It is.
Are doing a bunch of projects and things. Are we going to expect anything visual for your next music that drops or anything like that?
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I got some friends who are like really nice with the visuals too, and like the graphic design. And actually I want to take a minute, shout out Pursuit for Music. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. They've made my covers, which have come out so clean, and they're probably gonna help with like the video stuff too.
That's what's up.
They've been doing a great job, and yeah, no, definitely into the visual space as well.
That's what's up. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but MGK recently had like his like, what was it? Did he have? It was like a musical. Yeah, MGK had a musical,
oh, really?
Bro. Yeah. Now, this is kind of like extreme left field, bro. But like, would you ever be like, yeah, let me fuck around and make a musical?
Nah, I know I said I wouldn't say no to anything, but I'm just playing. I mean, I don't even know. I feel like I'm still like even finding my like skill set and seeing like.
I feel you.
Like trying to figure out what I actually like am good at, or like what strengths and weaknesses I still have.
Definitely.
And I feel like after like a little while I find those and kind of like hone on those, and I can like do something kind of unexpected like that.
That's what's
like
up.
Like fashion or something that you had mentioned, or like
a
a visual show. Like people do all sorts of things now. Like possibilities are endless. So
I feel you. Yeah. Now, have you like when it comes, like I feel like the creative possibilities are endless, especially when you have like the support, when the support is there, and you have a team like backing you and just really keeping you accountable for your creative endeavors. Now, kind of like on that point, are you looking to create a movement? Are you looking to like really like what do you want your legacy to be, I guess, in the music industry? Like when you think long term, like in the vision, like what's your vision of Faaris? Like what's up?
Man, long term. Yeah, I mean, in terms of a legacy, I just want people to. So actually, like one of the things we're working on right now is it's called just like lolmgmt.com. So like I would say go to that website, and that's a good indicator of kind of like building like different artists. And so like the guys I mentioned earlier who do the covers, like me, like my team, like other artists, like we kind of like try to form this like collective, like under this like alias. So I kind of just want, like, I'm pretty big on like just people like growing each other and like helping each other out, and like working together for like a team like movement. And I feel like that's kind of one thing that I want to like or like that's one thing I want to be normalized, at least. That just like a team of people can like start something and like help each other grow and like expedite each other's like success.
I feel that. Now, like I feel like community's a big part of someone's success, and it's either like they rock with you because they're a part of your team, or they just want to feel a part of something. Now, one thing I noticed is like, and I'm sorry, Triple D, but like the 214 just really isn't about like that community. It feels like within the artist space, like rappers especially, it seems like that love is not there. Would you say like in the 512 in Austin, like is that love there? Are people more willing to like collaborate? Because I'll tell you from my own experience, it's been like, oh, you only got X amount of monthly listeners, or your SoundCloud only has this many followers. Like I'm good, and they don't really care about what you sound like or your music. Like, would you say that they're a lot more receptive, or is it kind of the same here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's kind of like it's a case by case basis there. Like, obviously, there's gonna be people like that. I mean, I've heard that too. It's like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, there's always gonna be people like that, but then there's people who are definitely more open-minded. It's not really about like the numbers. like I personally can't see myself like judging someone just based off of like how many streams. Like I feel like I would for sure want to hear the song. Like I feel like I'm just robbing myself if I don't even give someone the chance to like
That's what's up.
listen to their stuff and then like see if something can happen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think that's always gonna be the case. People like that everywhere.
Got you. Now, what would you love, like, when people think about Austin and things along those lines? What do you want them to think about when it comes to like the creative space in general? I know that when I think of Austin, the first thing I think about is like not really like the music, but it's like the graffiti and like the art and like murals and things. So like, how do you like when you want like how are you trying to influence like how people think about Austin?
I mean, I'm sure you've heard like keep Austin weird. Like honestly, that has grown on me so much over the years because like you mentioned it. I feel like everyone just expresses like what they want to do, like do like the graffiti stuff. People are, and like I think that's why these like festivals go on in here. That's why so many creators come every year to like express themselves and like share whatever they're doing. And like even more than that, like it's such an open space, like the parks, like the nature scene. There's just so many things to do, like outdoors especially. Like I don't know, I just see it as like people doing what they want.
I feel
and
you.
like I feel
that's
like
a vibe right there.
Yeah, and it's like that, and then there's so much energy in the city as well. Like I think that's like a great combination. I would love for that to just keep progressing.
I feel you. And you talked about how like, you know, keep Austin weird and things along those lines. Why is it important for people to not be normal? Why is it important for people in creatives, especially like ourselves, to not like fit in a box and just like, you know what I'm saying, be quote unquote basic or normal?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I feel like it's not fun to be like everybody else. Like it's cool to stand out, like to me, like no matter how that is. I feel like that's always been the most important thing, like just standing out. And that's why like I was mentioning like my next song, my song after that, like they're all like it switches up, it's different. Like I'm still like experimenting, honestly, and I think that's a good word to use, like experiment with like your music and your sound. I mean, whatever like medium you're in, your art, whatever, like it's important to try new things. And like my next song coming out February 5th, by the way.
Shout out February 5th.
Like I remember I first heard the beat and I was like, I could never like hop on something like this.
I feel you.
And then I just forced myself to try it, and then I like kept going with it, and now like I love that song. So like it's a hard song, and I'm like, damn, if I just chickened out, I would have never had this.
Got you.
So I just want to keep trying new things.
Yeah, I feel like, well, as creators, like we're always lifelong learners, right? And we're always trying new things and trying to push ourselves to the limit. And I feel like a recent example, or not really recent, but like when I think of like someone that's an example of, I think of like A$AP Rocky. Like his Testing album was very experimental, and I feel like a lot of people like didn't get it. But then like I went back to that album because at first I was like, man, what the fuck? It's like it's kind of trash. But then like I went back to it, and then I realized like, bro, like he's kind of like ahead of his. He kind of felt like a Kanye to me, where he's kind of ahead of his time. So I think that it's always important. I just want to call that out because you kind of mentioned and touched on it. It's always important to always be creating and thinking about what's new and always experimenting. So what are some ways that you keep yourself on your toes? And what I mean by that is like, have you ever been like heard like a SpongeBob beat and be like, bro, let me just freestyle this real quick?
Dude,
or like
are you serious? Those Krusty Krab beats go hard. People literally make beats out of anything these days.
Yeah.
Just kind of like what I mentioned earlier. Like, I really right now. I really love kind of finding beats a little outside of my comfort zone, and just like trying it, right? And like obviously like it fails half the time, like majority of the time. But like that one time it clicks, like it's just like a feeling like no other. And yeah, I mean, freestyling over SpongeBob beats, that's a for sure. Gotta do things like that. And like jazz rap beats, or like jazz infused like hip hop beats, just like random stuff. Like I love
definitely
like just like random like just instruments and just like crazy stuff going on.
Dude, that's what's up. And I feel like I don't know. I feel like unless like you do everything yourself, so unless like you're strumming the strings in the beat or whatever, like you're in there on the MIDI going crazy, I feel like when people hear like rappers or singers, like man, their job is like so easy. Like all you do is like talk on like, but it's not. It's really like not that easy. what are some things that you realized during your process of like recording and things that you never really thought about but that came up? I'll say one thing for me was like the tone of my voice. Like a lot of the times I thought I was like on the lows and I was sounding hard, and then like I play it back and I was like up here, and I was like
no,
so like
dude, you're preaching to the choir. That was a long time issue. I mean, I'm not like, I don't have like, you don't look at me and be like, oh, that guy raps, right? Like I don't have like, I don't have a rap voice. I don't have a rap like, or like at least I didn't. I feel like that's like something I'm like trying to learn.
Definitely.
But I think that no, the voice thing you mentioned was huge, and like just like working on delivery and working on like tones, because my thing, honestly, what got me into it was just like the lyricism of it. Like I loved the bars, I loved like the stories that were being told, and I was like, that's dope. I love the wordplay, the metaphors, everything. And so like when I try to do that, like if I write it down or I like type it on my phone or whatever, I'm like, this is fire. But that can't come to life if I'm on the mic and it's not getting across that way. You know? Like,
no, I feel
learning
you.
that was such a frustrating process. I mean, you can ask my friends, you can ask anybody. Like that is such a like hard thing, and like not even just delivering it, but like, you know, does it sound good? Is it clear? Is it
that's one thing I really struggled with, is that I wanted to be the kid. I at first when I was starting, I was like, oh, I can't rap fast, because like whenever Busta Rhymes came up, I was like, bro, I could never like rap that fast ever. Crazy. And so like one thing I was always trying to work on, and this again is good, like trying to keep us like pushing our boundaries and keeping us uncomfortable, is that I was trying to push myself to rap faster. And like one thing I realized is, bro, you can rap as fast as you want, but if your enunciation isn't there, then no one's gonna like, what are you saying, bro? Can you speak up? So that's like one thing I realized. I just wanted to call it out for everyone that's like thinking that our jobs are easy. They're not, and you're wrong. So I appreciate you for kind of elaborating on that. So like, I guess, man, where do you see yourself 5 years in the music space, or not even the music space, but just the creative space in general? I know we've talked a lot about how you and your team have really been doing all these different projects and different things like that. Are you waiting for like the perfect time, like once COVID is over, to really like start up these projects that you had in mind or anything like that? Because I'll tell you, for me, once this is like all PC post-COVID or whatever, I want to be able to have like an installation in like a museum or like a parking garage, and like set up my stuff and like have people and like kind of like drive through or like walk through and like really experience like that thing. Is there anything that you kind of got cooking up that you're just waiting for like everything to be PC post-COVID?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
you don't have to like spill the beans or anything.
No,
but
you know. I mean, like, obvious aside, the music for sure. But in terms of, I mean, so I'm a tech guy. I don't even know if I mentioned that. Like,
that's what's up.
Came here, studied computer science for 4 years, so, and I'm just like, I'm working a 9 to 5 right now, actually.
For sure.
So I'm a software guy, and I do enjoy like, I think the cool thing about like software development in general is like there still is that creative aspect to it. Like you don't hear about it, but like people build websites, like people build apps, people build different platforms, and that takes like a bit of a creative thought process.
I feel you. I never noticed that. I mean, I'm not a tech guy like that.
Yeah. Like it's just like so I'm pretty interested in like the tech space too. Like I I'm like interested in like the advancement of like technology and like where it's like headed, you know, even like VR and stuff, like all that. Yeah. It's like, it's a crazy time, and I definitely want to like me and like my homies, like we definitely want to like build like different platforms, like help people like that also like in line with our vision, and like help like promote the music or like stuff like that. Yeah, so and it's kind of just like a merge of interests.
That's what's up, man. And I feel like some of the people might have not known that about you, because I feel like a lot of people who are like this is going back to you talking about how like, oh, you might look at me and be like, oh, you don't think I'm a rapper, or I might not sound like one, but like that kind of goes back to like stereotypes, bro, right? So like like stereotypically you would think of someone like in IT as like the quiet guy, like but you're very like extroverted. Like we've been having this conversation, and like I'm vibing, like I feel the energy in the room. It's really awesome. So like how do you think that the creativity of like the IT kind of plays into like the music or who you are as a person? Like I feel like were you initially like introverted, kind of closed off, or have you always been extroverted and you just happen to like IT stuff?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I've always been like this. I've always been annoying.
Same.
Annoyingly
I'm
loud.
annoying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just came along the path. So I had mentioned I made videos, and for that I would download. I'd have to download like the software to edit, and like I mean I was probably like 12, 13 years old, but like
Nice.
like navigating through and like that shit gets complex sometimes. Like navigating through like the different features of everything and how everything works. I was like, wow, this is so powerful. And I mean, I'm sure you know like all the things you've done, and even like all the like stuff we got set up here. Like there's a whole other world to like,
Yeah, y'all
things
can't
we
see,
do.
but there's like
Yeah,
a setup right here. It's like a
yeah,
little
no.
mini setup, nothing light, you know.
Exactly, I know. But it's the same for music, like, because it's one thing to like write the lyrics and deliver it, but there's a whole like technical aspect to it. There's like I had to learn how like the software works. I had to learn how like the mic and the interface, like everything connects, like, and then there's a whole audio engineering side to these things.
Yeah, man.
And so I think that's like, I mean, that's half of it right there.
I
It's
feel
like
you.
the mix and like making sure it sounds good and it works on these speakers, and that it's not too loud, or it's not you know, like clipping out or whatever.
Exactly.
And so I think it all plays together in my opinion.
That's what's up, man. And now, kind of like getting off on a random subject, I'm just gonna ask you like 3 super random questions, and whatever comes to your mind, bro, just kind of say that, and then we'll just kind of be like rapid fire a little bit. But
yeah.
if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Dude, I'd be a fish. They just chill all day. They just swim. They got no worries really. Yeah, hands down.
Definitely. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's no way. It's just us out here, right? Like,
I agree.
so big. It can't just be us.
And I don't know what's scarier. So that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true. What's your like dream car?
Dream.
No money. Like if money wasn't an object, what's your dream car?
Money wasn't an object. I mean, a freaking, dude, I mean, like a freaking Lamborghini Aventador or something,
Some
you know, not to
wild-
be basic, but
I mean, those are clean
what
cars,
can I
yeah.
do, you know? Yeah, exactly.
I feel you.
Those are crazy. And white, gotta be white. Those are
Nice,
so
bro.
clean.
Yeah, it'd be like a pearl matte for me,
Yeah, those
or something like that.
butterfly doors, you know.
I feel you, man. So like when like in music and art and things, like I feel like pop culture really like influences a lot of the things, like subject matter and whatever. Would you say like kind of what goes on in like today's society, does that influence anything that like how you move as a person or as a creative person?
Like the things going on in like pop culture.
So like when it comes to COVID, I know you mentioned that, oh yeah, like we locked in, like why not, you know, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Or like the Black Lives Matter movement, or like things going on in other countries. I know like you know, just like worldly things, have they like affected how you've been moving in life?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely like the things you mentioned, like I definitely like to touch upon the things that are like going on like around the world and like around me.
Definitely.
And I mean, like I just have like the first song out, so obviously it's not all out there, but like my parents are from Pakistan, so I definitely even just like going there for summers at a time, like you get a whole different experiences, like it's a whole different world over there, right, that I would have never known. And so talking about things like that, like things going on there, things going on here, I like to think I'm pretty in tune and pretty like I like to reflect those things, and even not just like, sounds kind of negative, but like even the things going on in like I have a lot of sports references, I have like music, movie, TV show references, just like anything that like I like to be in tune with, anything that catches my attention or anything that's like important, like I like
Got you.
It's all good things to talk about in my opinion, all good material, all people should hear it.
That's what's up, man. And now I think about like artists and like how these artists like whether it be like Kendrick Lamar or like an Eminem, and like how they've been able to like make like soundtracks for like movies and things like that. So Kendrick Lamar did like the Black Panther album, and then Eminem, I believe, did the Venom soundtrack. If you could make a soundtrack for any movie franchise, and please, for the love of God, don't say Fast and Furious. What movie franchise would that be?
Oh man, that is tough. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I don't have a specific like franchise in mind, but I'm a big like I watch like action movies and stuff, and here and there, like the and like I'll get caught up in the Marvel stuff. But I'm a big comedy guy, honestly. Like I love like my favorite dynamic is that James Franco Seth Rogen. You can't miss. You cannot miss. Like I love those movies. And I like those things are kind of like in tune with my personality too. I feel like the Interview and type of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pineapple Express. Like I just feel like it'd be so funny. Almost fitting for like my personality and my interest to like have some sort of like song like incorporated or like some involvement. I think would be hilarious and just like a dream come true, honestly.
Bro, that's awesome. And just kind of keeping in like the film and like movie, who would you want you to play you in your biopic? Like when you're popping out here and like they drop the biopic, like who's gonna play you? Who's gonna play Faaris?
Who's gonna play Faaris?
Or who, like, what's the type of person you want to play you? Like, man, you gotta be, here are the qualifications if you want to play me. Like,
yeah. Man, I mean, somebody specific. I'm not too. I know there's an answer my friends are gonna want me to say when they watch this back. I can't say it.
I feel you.
But I don't know. Someone like just someone chill. Someone just I don't know. Someone who just kind of honestly is like a simple like normal guy. Like just like a someone who just be like a normal guy.
I feel
just
you.
Has like a strong passion for something.
That's what's up.
Obviously not someone like super Hollywood or anything would be
feel you.
ideal, but
yeah, trying to bring up the lesser knowns, and that's what we're all about here at FOAM. So I appreciate you. Heck yeah. So, you know, we here at FOAM and finding other artists' mindsets and things along those lines. What are some things that you think that like mainstream media really doesn't cover or doesn't really like care about when it comes to like creatives? Because I feel like, you know, mental health has been like a big like thing in like modern times and stuff. So like, what are some other things that you feel like should be really important that other people should be talking about?
I think there's a big issue in the music space. I mean, not that I like have like experienced anything like this, but like I think with the rise of like independent artists and this like something that like we were talking about, like Des too, he feels really strongly about, is like also in sports, like the rise of like these young like stars and young superstars both in sports and music. It's so easy for kind of like the big guy to just, you know, take advantage of that. And I mean, like me, like I'm an independent artist.
Talk about it. Yeah.
An independent artist. That's like the new, I mean, that's the way to go, but it's hard for like, I mean, like I just started, like we don't know everything we're doing, and like it's so easy for like just some like big management, like a suit and tie, to come down and be like, all right, sign this and that, right? And just next thing you know, and we hear stories about that all the time. All the time, I swear. There's a new one every day. And I mean, and it's like, it's sad for someone to put so much hard work and passion into something just for it to be kind of like cheated like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I would never get caught up in a situation, or anybody else would get caught up in a situation like that. But that's how it goes, and I think it's kind of cool that more people are kind of doing things on their own terms. Like,
definitely.
Like I drop a song whenever I want to. Like you come set this up whenever you want to, right? Like,
yes,
and not having to answer to anybody. I think it's that's the best way to go.
Definitely. And I think that like it's like goes all the way back to like ownership, and like when you own something, and this isn't like, oh yeah, I'm whatever, because whoever signs your check, they own whatever you're into. Yeah. So like, talk about ownership. So like, talking about ownership, I feel like it's really important for like artists and just creatives in general to like have their things, and to not sell out. So it's like when you're doing like big business, what's one thing that you always want to like keep in mind, in like a piece of knowledge that you want to share with the other creatives?
When doing business, I think one thing I have learned is like talking to people bigger than you. It's really easy for that intimidation to take over, and you almost feel like you bring nothing to the table. But I think like it's really important to keep in mind, like it's really important to know your value, your worth, what you bring to the table. Like the way I see it is like if you're in like a meeting, if like something's going down business wise, like that's only happening because they see value in you, right? Like
that's a bar. That's a bar right there.
Like if they didn't see value, they wouldn't be, no matter how small I am, no matter how big they are, like they wouldn't be sitting here right now with me if they didn't see something that benefited them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to not to sell yourself out, to kind of just like remember that, like, I guess you're here for a reason, and like, yeah, like ownership and everything, that is like really important to me. That, and like going in, that was a super big thing. Like, I mean, like it's my music, like I want to own all of it, right? Like I'm not trying to share that check with anybody who's not supposed to be seeing that. So
nah, dude, that's what's up. And I think you touched on a really important point, which is like know your value, know your worth. And I feel like a lot of the time as creatives, like people can really fall into like that imposter syndrome. And it's not among us out here. Like there are no imposters. Like how do you kind of like get over that like imposter syndrome? Like when you're in the room, like how do you continue to have that confidence in you?
I mean, I can't say it was like always like that, honestly. Which I feel like naturally just can't be. I feel like when I learned, like what I had said earlier, when I had learned that I'm here because I am bringing something to the table, when I had that realization, I was like, you know what, like, I mean, it's an equal level like playing field here, right? It's not like this, it's not like that. It's like we're just like two like entities, like generally trying to like compromise on something, and I can't look at it like they're up here and I'm down here, or else I'm never gonna win.
I feel you. Now, I feel like you've been able to like, I'm kind of thinking back like to like, I don't know, I keep thinking about how your parents and like how you put them on like the culture and stuff and things like that. So when it comes to like putting people on other people's but just like spreading culture, like culture awareness and things along those lines, right? Would you ever see yourself kind of like thinking back to like your own like culture, and like would you want to bring that into like the hip-hop era? Because I feel like we would need it. I feel like that's how hip-hop thrives, is that it's the collection of other cultures coming into hip-hop and things along those lines, and then influencing the shift and then like where we head. So like would you ever, or have you ever considered, or would you like, is it in the works? Like how would you see kind of like your culture like fitting it into like bringing your culture into the hip-hop culture?
Oh yeah, no dude, I mean, I think that wave's already like doing well. I mean, you see CJ got that song Whoopty, got the Bollywood sample in it, right? Like that song that sample carries that song, in my opinion.
It does.
Like that's so hard. And I don't know if you know Tesher. He did that song Young Shahrukh. Like he also merged kind of like that culture into like hip hop. And actually like the first like song I ever like practiced was like a remix to that song I uploaded.
Dude, that's dope.
And so yeah, I think it's already beginning, and I would love to incorporate that as well. I think it's super important, and I mean, on top of that, it sounds so good.
For sure, man. No, definitely. One thing I realize is like as creatives, like diversity of thought and like having diverse perspectives and mindsets is really great if you want to push something forward, whether that be a project, whether that be a like a movement or a culture or anything like that. So I appreciate you kind of expanding on that.
For sure.
Now, this is another. Every time you see me kind of smile, bro, you know I'm bringing the heat.
Yeah, I know something's coming.
So like when we think about brands and stuff, and I feel like it's really important to comment on like, especially artists and musicians, like whenever we mention like Gucci's, Louis, or like whatever, I feel like their stock kind of goes up, right? So do you see an importance in like being aware of that and like using your voice for certain things or calling out certain things? So like maybe like for example, like a brand like this one, like Smart Boys, like you utilizing your voice and your platform to bring up other like creative
like smaller like oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, and like so like how I'd mentioned like I love collaborating, like that's not limited to music. I would love for like a small like brand or something trying to grow, and like I said, like my big thing is like these smaller, I mean, because like I am a small artist, so like for a small brand and like these small like different like creatives like boosting each other's, I feel like the strongest like connection you can have.
Exactly.
And I feel like that fits in well with my like my taste as well. Like I mean, I'm not like Gucci'd out or anything, so I like keeping it simple. And no, yeah, for sure I'll be down for that.
That's what's up, man. So I got you on another one, man. Yeah. So like when I was like coming up and doing like my music stuff, one thing that I really enjoyed was just like the random people reaching out and just being like, hey man, your music fire. Can you tell us like a story when that happened to you, or like and kind of let us know like how that made you feel as an artist, so other people watching this can realize how important that is, even though it might seem like such a small thing.
Yeah, no, that's been huge. I was talking about people, like the biggest response I've gotten like that is like, or there's been people who reach out and like, oh my god, like this has inspired me to like pursue this, and that is like crazy. That's like super rewarding to hear, because I'm like, wow, like I'm not even like, I can't believe I did not see that coming. And I mean, a lot of it is like friends or like just like people that want to like, I feel like everybody has it like in them, like they have some interest, they have something they want to pursue, right? They just don't like quite act on that curiosity. And I think it's important to like, I think everybody just needs that little push. Like I feel like I needed it at some point too.
I feel you.
So like I love that I could provide that push for a few people.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then like people will like hit me up and they'll be like, oh, like this bar, like I love this bar. And it's just crazy because I remember when I listen to music, like the way certain bars make me feel, I'm like, oh, I love that line, or I love that. So then like people saying that to me is like also just blows my mind.
I feel you, man. And I appreciate you hopping on foam and just kind of letting us learn a lot more about you, and like and learning more about your story. So what would you say to those people that are kind of like scared, like those creatives that are kind of scared to like hop out? I know that you said like you need that push, but like I know a lot of people might be introverted, or they might not have a lot of friends, or like, you know what I'm saying, that are willing to give them that push. So what advice would you have for those cats?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was in those same shoes. I contemplated. I was like, should I even tell my friends? Should I even do this? I should do it for fun, let it out. Should I go under a different name? Like, you know?
Bro, that's what I was I was like, yo, am I going to have to like go under a different name? Like, that was like one of the biggest questions I had.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel like we had such similar come-ups, thought processes. I would say, I mean, honestly, it probably happened. I mean, this may not come across the best, but I was like, so I started working. I'm like, okay. Like I'm working, I have, which was like huge, like for me, like obviously wanted to get a job, like wanted to be stable in that sense, like financially stable and everything, have my future like stable. But I was always just like a, now what, you know, like now what do I do? Like I have that like covered, like I want to do something else, I want to do something more. And I mean, I would say for people kind of like on the fence about it, one thing I would say is just, I wouldn't jump just right into like releasing a song. So like I spent a lot of months, I mean most of like, I'd say like all of that COVID time, like that lockdown time in 2020, like most of 2020 I spent just making a song. That was it, making a song, like letting it go, like just like repeating that process and practicing by myself. Like half the songs I've made nobody's even heard.
I feel that. And
I feel like that was so important for me, because if I let those songs fly, like it would have been a mess. Like it would have been trash.
I feel you, but that was part of your development as a creative person.
So I think like, exactly. So I think like you really have to take the time, like you have to put in that time to develop. Like it doesn't just happen overnight.
I agree, man. It's like that idea about like 10,000 hours. Like you put your mind down, put your nose to the grindstone for 10,000 hours, and then like after that you can consider yourself like an expert in that field. But if you never start and it's always up in the head, you never start. You don't even like start with that first second, then you go with the first minute, then it's the hour, and then you get 100 hours, and you get 10,000 hours. It's definitely a process,
for sure.
Definitely, man. So before we end here, like and we might not even run into it, but like what's something that you really just want other people to know, creative, like if they're doing their own thing, if they're entrepreneurs, or like not, like if they're just like consumers of the stuff, which is totally cool. Like what is something that you want people to take away knowing about Faaris?
Oh man, I think one thing I do push hard on is that like, one thing I do think is like, it's so easy to get caught up in school and work and life and like everything, right? Like it's the end of the world, like looking for a job or getting into a college or taking a test, like these things really just end up consuming us to a point of like, I'm like, it's not even worth it, like stressing so much about. And so I feel like, I don't know, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but I do want people to kind of like, obviously like take care of those things, but I like really think it's important. Like I kind of almost want to be like, I want people to look at me and be like, oh, like he didn't have to drop out to pursue this. Like, you can just take care of that and then do something else. Because it's also, I mean, like, I've done it too. Like, it's so easy to just like make excuses, like, oh, I don't have time. No, I mean, I do that all the time. I probably did that today.
You're preaching right now, because I know that a lot of artists, and like, just for example, like Beyonce, like, she went back to school and she got her degree.
Exactly,
like,
yeah,
there's a lot of artists, and Megan Thee Stallion, like, I know a lot of these female artists are really popping off, and they're doing like numbers and stuff and just popping off, but they know that the importance of education, and I love that you brought that up. It's for like, sure, yes, you can do that.
Exactly.
And do what you want to do.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would never, I mean, this was never even a thought, but I would never really promote the idea of like just like dropping out and like, you know, like, I think it's possible to like balance those and like merge like those lifestyles almost.
I feel you, man. Now, kind of switching from that, like, when I feel like people just kind of go to school and like follow like the status quo and things, and then they get themselves into like classes and degrees that they don't really like are passionate about. And I feel like it's because they don't like really know like their purpose in life or whatever. So kind of going off that is gonna be like the higher level thinking.
Yeah.
But do you think that you found your purpose in life? And then what is that purpose if you have found it in life?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a deep-rooted question. I don't think it's I mean, this is like so corny, but it's like, to me, it's not just like a day you wake up and it's like you found it. It's like a journey. Like, I'm like learning so many different things, and like I plan on like moving this forward and like learning so much more than I ever even thought was possible about this, and like taking all of those lessons and like incorporating them, and like I just like growing as a person. Like, it really is just like it's like always moving process, right? It's never like, oh, you found your purpose and then like now it's done. Like, I don't know, like I think I'm here, like I help my friends out, my friends help me out, like we you know, like make people like feel good. We bring like a good energy. We're always making jokes.
That's what's up. No, there was just some guy who just slammed the door, so we're chilling though. Thought it was security in this bitch, but we're chilling.
I was scared for a second.
That's what's up.
To kill my vibe.
For sure.
No, but yeah, just always keeping like a good energy, a good mentality. I think is like just like what I'm working on and what I want to.
Definitely, bro. And I feel like that having a positive mentality and just like that mindset is so important, especially in like times like 2020, bro. I feel like everyone needed to just have that positive mindset just to get through the day. And looking up at 2021, I feel like it's just like, put your fucking seatbelts on, like we're about to go through it. So just definitely like maintaining that positive mindset is super important. So always like try to maintain that positive. So how do you, like, when you do a vibe check, bro, like how do you maintain your vibes, like whether that be like day to day, like you always try to keep it positive. So how do you keep it so positive every day?
I mean, I think like for the most part, I just can't take life too serious. Like, I just gotta like go with it, like make the most of like whatever's going on.
Definitely.
I feel like 9 out of 10 times it's not as like deep as like we may make it out to be. And I mean, that's just human nature, right? Like, of course it's easy to get caught up, like something seems like the end of the world. But and then like, of course you always have that moment you look back on and you're like, why did I stress? Why did I spend waste all that time, you know, stressing about that? It was not even worth it. It was just a waste of time. So I feel like keeping that in mind and just taking it day by day, keeping a good energy and just, I mean, trying to make the most of every day.
That's what's up, man. So, bro, you know, Faaris, I really appreciate you sliding through and just allowing me to kind of sit down and have a conversation with you and just learn a lot about like what you've been going on, things behind the scenes, and I'm really excited for the future to see all the type of music that you're putting out. So
thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So like on that note, like what can the people expect, and as well as like what can we expect for the future, man?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, February 5th, new single. Trying to be as consistent I can. I want to say like at least monthly I would like to drop. Like, I just want to like get out good like consistent music. I don't want to just like, drop a song, like take a while, drop something. I want to like, even like off this first song, like I just like little bit of traction. Like, I just want to keep it going, like, you know. And collaborations for sure. Already got like a few exciting like features done that I'm like really excited about. Those are hard. And yeah, just trying to put out good music.
Definitely. So go ahead, plug your socials one more time so that people know where to find you again.
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's Faaris.mp3. And then Twitter is Faaris_mp3. Yeah, that should do it.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you coming through. Hey, make sure that y'all definitely give him a follow. Make sure y'all like his stuff and let him know that, yo, we're excited for February 5th and new music. So appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, dude.
Yes, sir.
This is crazy.
And we out.